Don't be left out. Download the Pulse app from the App Store or Play Store to mash up all day, every day. You can also enjoy more mashup. Just buy the new Mega Bundle and get 3 gigabytes data, extra 400 megabytes for your social apps, and free MTN to MTN calls every Monday. So go ahead, feel the pulse on MTN Pulse. Just be. We're good together. Everywhere you go.
There once was a man who had it all. He had skill, he had charisma. He was loved by all, but above all, he knew the importance of helping others, lifting others up. He knew the importance of giving other people an advantage so that they too would use that advantage to help others. All you need is that advantage that sets you apart from the rest. And when you discover that advantage, life's challenges don't seem so daunting anymore. That's where we come in. Enterprise, your advantage.
Have you thought of having access to your news at any time and anywhere? Graphic Communication is giving you the opportunity to have news not only in hard copy but also in a digital form. Yes, you can have access to news at all times and even before they reach the newsstands. Simply download the Graphic News Plus from Google Play Store on your Android and App Store on your iOS device and get your digital news from your favorite daily graphic, Graphic Business, The Mirror, Graphic Showbiz, Junior Graphic, and Graphic Sports. Download your Graphic News Plus now and choose your preferred package daily, weekly, monthly, and annually, and access free news on various interest areas as well. Visit us on graphic.com.gh for further information. Graphic News Plus, connecting people through news.
Wherever you are joining us from all over the world, hello and welcome to the 15th edition of the Springboard Roadshow. Today is historic because this is the first time a totally virtual convocation of the Roadshow, which has been running for the past 14 years since 2007. This year we are hosting 4 events, one in April, which we are doing right now, June, November, and September. Today, therefore, is the first of 4 amazing experiences that we choose to bring from the Roadshow Foundation. For those of you joining us for the first time and asking what this is all about, the Roadshow is a mentoring platform that generates conversations and interactions between achievers and young people about leadership, entrepreneurship, talent, investment, and career development. If there ever was a time when such conversations are needed, it is now. This generation of young people are facing challenges previous generations did not face. They are dealing with pressures their peers or their parents are unfamiliar with and are asking questions that someone needs to answer. Springboard will continue working with young people and enabling us to become the best we can be, leaders of this great continent of ours. The theme for this year is repositioning. We are reviewing the past, we are redesigning our present, and reimagining our future. The changes the world has seen, especially with COVID-19 and the growth of technology and innovation, has meant that individuals, companies, and even nations have to radically rethink the ways in which they do things and reposition themselves for the future. The virtual convocation of Springboard is a clear example of repositioning. As you may well know, Springboard is, over the years, we've gone to all regions of Ghana, and in 2011, we did go to Gambia and Nigeria. Whenever we went over, we were blessed to hang out with young people from all persuasions, and sometimes we even had the privilege of working with thousands of young people in in-person sessions. All the excitement, fun you can't even think about. As a result, we have been privileged to directly impact the lives of over 250,000 people. At the 10th edition of Springboard, 4 years ago, we decided and we made a bold prediction that said we would go increasingly digital until one day everyone would converge virtually and seamlessly from all over the world. The good news is that today, our prediction has come true. You know, with the help of COVID-19. Today, every young person joining us today would have the same virtual experience, whether you are watching us from Accra, from Afram Plains, from Afajato, Navrongo, Ilubu, wherever. You will have the same experience as someone or your counterpart in Abuja, Freetown, Johannesburg, London, or Washington. We can all listen to the presentations, enjoy the entertainment, ask questions, win prizes, and enjoy the virtual experience. Virtual, indeed, is a leveler. Today's edition of the Roadshow is even more relevant due to the challenge that we as a nation face when we look at the unfortunate choices some of our young people take due to pressures that they face from their peers and society. Poor choices can ruin someone's life. Springboard does offer a mentoring platform like no other. So today, as we receive the guest mentors presentation by Dr. Joyce Aryee and the keynote presentation from Nana Benneh, CEO of UMB Bank, we will also have some young voices sharing their stories. We'll have music from 6 Strings and spoken word performance by Benneh. I will shortly announce how to win some of the prizes in the wow moments from our various sponsors. We will finally have a colloquium where you share your questions and comments and hang out with our resource people. Springboard would not be where we are without our sponsors and partners. I would therefore like to celebrate the dynamism and commitment of our sponsors, MTN Pulse, UMB Bank, Enterprise Group, and I would also like to thank our communication partners or our media partners, Multimedia Group and the Graphic Communications Group. As I bring my remarks to a close, I would like to say a big thank you to the innovative team at Springboard. You put this together, and for Team Invictus for supporting the production. We are very grateful. Once again, thank you and welcome to the global virtual convocation of the Springboard Roadshow. Reach out to a friend, tag them, let them share this amazing experience. Thank you. Before I take my seat, kindly give me your undivided attention for guidelines on how to win our big wow moments.
The Springboard 2021 Roadshow is announcing 3 exciting wow moments to mark today's convocation. Wherever you're virtually joining us from, as long as you can hear us, you're qualified to participate and win. The MTN Pulse Wow Moment is rewarding 5 Springboard virtual participants with 1,000 CDs worth of data or airtime each. To win, download the MTN Pulse app and mash up. Get 10 of your friends and family to also download the Pulse app and mash up. Email your name, phone number, social media handle, and a list of the 10 who have downloaded the Pulse app to info@springboard.com.gh or WhatsApp it to 024 9999 555. The MTN Pulse Wow Moment continues after today's Roadshow conference. One winner will be randomly selected each Sunday in May and rewarded with 1,000 CDs worth of data or airtime. Listen out for the announcement on Springboard, your virtual university, on Joy FM every Sunday at 7 p.m. The Enterprise Advantage Wow Moment is rewarding 1 Springboard virtual participant with a brand new laptop just for participating. To win, download and install the Enterprise Advantage app, create an account on the app, and familiarize yourself with the features. Send a screenshot of the installed app via WhatsApp to 024 9999 555. You'll receive 3 simple questions from Springboard. Reply with the answers through WhatsApp. The first person to successfully install the Enterprise Advantage app and get all 3 questions correct will win the brand new laptop from Enterprise Group. The winner will be announced before today's convocation closes and the laptop dispatched to you wherever you are. The UMB Speed Up Wow Moment is rewarding 3 Springboard virtual participants with cash prizes just for participating. To win, download and install the UMB Speed app. Click on Self-Register, followed by Select Mobile Wallet, followed by Select Non-UMB Customer, and complete the details. Send a screenshot of the installed app via WhatsApp to 024 9999 555. You'll receive 3 simple questions immediately from Springboard. Reply with the answers through WhatsApp. The person to successfully install the UMB Speed app and get all 3 questions correct wins 1,500 CDs cash in their wallet from the UMB Speed Up Wow Moment. The second winner will receive 1,000 CDs and the third goes away with 500 CDs. The winners will be announced before today's convocation closes.
There you have it. You have 1,000 CDs to win every Sunday evening if you download the MTN Pulse. You also stand the chance of winning either 1,500 CDs, 1,000 CDs, or 500 CDs if you download the UMB app. Or you would also win a brand new laptop if you download the Enterprise app. I don't know about you, but I know that if I was in the running, I would have downloaded all 3 apps by now. So please do it quickly and then get your questions and win your prizes. Now, for our opening performance, we will have all the way from the north an artist who knows how to reposition the strings of the guitar. Let's go up north as we bring on the incredible 6 strings as he gives us our opening act. Enjoy the Roadshow.
Thank you very much, Reverend Albert and Comfort. I'm so excited to be on this amazing platform, the Roadshow, the Springboard Roadshow. I want to share this song. It's titled, Just Do It. I hope it speaks to somebody watching me right now. I hope it inspires you to do that thing you've been avoiding or you've been procrastinating all these years. I hope this song touches you and wakens you up. All right, so let's do Just Do It. 1, 2, 1. Another 6 o'clock is here. Wake up and meet the morning, dear. Brand new day is a brand new slate. Like Barack say, yes I can. Don't let the worries of yesterday hold you down on this lovely day. Look up in the mirror and say, yes, I can. By your face, by your face. Nothing away, nothing away. Can't even pull up. I got a man again up. Nothing away, nothing away. By your face, by your face. Can't even pull up. I got a man again up. Just do it, yes, just do it. Just do it, yes, just do it. Just do it, tired of yesterday. Just do it, just do it. Tired of lying to yourself, yeah. Don't you know you are your best friend? Who you waiting for? Who you waiting for? You got all you need, or you need it more. It will only help with this conversation. Tell you all of this is for experience. You don't know that you're buying any wow. Yourself and things will fall in place. When time flies, no one can catch it. So don't waste it, you'll regret it. Your time is now, time is now. Just believe and say, yes, I can. Oh, by your faith, oh, by your faith. Nothing more way, nothing more way. Now, even like an amade can blow. Nothing more way, nothing more way. By your faith, by your faith. Don't waste, the time will never be just right. Start from where you're standing now. Work with what you have. Work with what you got. See, no one said it will be easy. Anyone that ever made it said it wasn't easy. So look up in the mirror and say, yes, I can. No, by your faith, by your faith. Nothing away, nothing away. Can't even pull up. They got no money, can't nothing away, nothing away. Why your face, why your face? Can't even pull up. They got no money, can't.
Indeed, that was the stunning opener for the Springboard 2021 Virtual Roadshow experience. Thank you, Six Strings, for that awesome, electrifying performance. We'll have you back again towards the end of the show to give us another performance that would wow our audience. So stick and stay and connected with us and enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you very much.
Springboard 2021 Roadshow is supported by MTN Pulse, Just Be, Enterprise Group, Enterprise Your Advantage, and UMB Digibank Let's Go, with media support from Graphic Communications Group and the Multimedia Group. We promised you a truly engaging experience for the thousands that have joined us from different parts of the country, continent, and the world at large. We would like again to welcome you to the Springboard 2021 Virtual Roadshow. The impact of Springboard spans across the people and places of diversity, and their stories are what keeps us on the road every year. Since everybody is zooming these days, let's zoom in all the way to the Volta region as Dr. Nii Sowa, a lecturer at the University of Ghana, shares his experience with Springboard Roadshow. After, we head on to Kumasi to hear from David Obenyako, and then we end with Angela, all the way from the United States. So Doc, if you can hear us.
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you for joining us here at Springboard 2021. The stage is yours to tell your story.
So good to be part of the 2021 Springboard Roadshow, the virtual edition. I've always been a fan of Springboard Roadshow, and I'm so glad to share a little bit about my experience. So basically, Springboard helped me in three main ways. The first way was I started asking questions. When I attended Springboard Roadshow in the year 2008, started asking questions about my academic life. After I heard a speaker make a statement about the criteria he uses in selecting people for his organization. So that's the first thing. The second thing was Springboard actually made me an avid reader, because at the end of the roadshow, they sold books authored by Reverend Albert and Comfort Ocarn. And I started reading. One of my favorite books, which I bought from Springboard, was Loving Al. I really enjoyed reading it and how Mrs. Comfort Ocarn surprised her husband with a huge birthday surprise. Springboard also made me learn not to give up. You see, the kind of speakers that are invited to Springboard Roadshow are speakers who have, thrived despite all challenges that they faced. And so I learned from Springboard to be able to face challenges that come, that I meet, and be able to overcome them. So in short, that's just a summary of my Springboard experience. I also listen to the Springboard Virtual University on Joy 99.7 FM every Sunday at 7 p.m. See you there next time. Thank you very much. Bye.
My name is David Obinyako, the Communications Manager for Asante Kotoko. Back in K University from 2012 to 2016, I was a young man full of passion and vision to achieve greatness. But I realized that I needed mentorship and guidance, and I needed to listen to people who are already achieving it in their respective field. And Springboard also offered me that opportunity. Through listening to the likes of Dr. Mesa Otobo, Kojo Ponkroma, and Communication Guru Every Day, I was able to learn about strategy, the power of patience, and how important personal development is. Today, I pride myself not only as the youngest communication manager, but the youngest management member of Asante Kotoko, because I took this opportunity and I enhanced my personal development. Follow young guys, Springboard Roadshow is for us. I have benefited so much from it, and I'm still benefiting from it. And today I am who I am because of Springboard. Let's grab this opportunity and make the best out of it. Thank you.
Hi, Comfort. Hi, Reverend Ocarn. Good morning, everyone. I am excited to be here this morning with you. It's pretty much dawn still right now, but I'm excited to be here because anytime is a perfect time to be on Springboard. Thank you, Reverend Ocarn and Comfort, for this opportunity to be here, to be a part of this. And thank you for being such a relevant voice in my life and in our generation and our world today. I remember when I was first part of Springboard Roadshow, and that was back in 2008, and that year it was a 6-city tour. I remember we went to Takoradi, we went to Tamale, we went to Ho, we were in Kumasi, we came down to Tema, and then had the grand finale in Accra. And I do believe that that time was when my entrepreneurship abilities and skills were honed and developed, although I wasn't even aware of it at the time. But I believe that was when all this started. Today, I am a registered nurse in the United States at a world-renowned hospital, Yale New Haven Hospital. And my husband and I also own our own home care agency where we employ skilled nurses, and we employ physical therapists, and we employ home health aides who go into patients' homes and take care of them. And strongly, I do believe that my association with the Springboard brand and with Comfort and Reverend Ocarn, when all these entrepreneurship skills and tenacities were developed in me, even though I wasn't aware of it at the time. And so I give a lot of kudos to the Springboard brand and to Reverend Ocarn and to Comfort. To you listening this morning, I want to encourage you to take this very seriously. You will learn a lot of golden nuggets that you can use for future if you really do pay attention to what you are being taught this morning. And so I wish you well. Have a great event, and I hope to see you again. Have a great event, everybody. Bye.
With an illustrious career that has spanned the corporate, public, ministry, advocacy, and not-for-profit sectors, our guest mentor for today is more than qualified to speak in a conversation about repositioning. She recently celebrated her 75th birthday, and today, Springboard once again joins her mentees and fans across Ghana and the world to say ayiko to this great role model of our time. Springboard 2021 Roadshow. A round of applause as we invite the founder of the Salt and Light Ministries, Dr. Joyce Aryee, to share her guest mentor's comments.
Thank you very much. Why did he say I was 75? I was going to stand here and say I just turned 57. Yeah, but he gave me away. That's all right. It's part of the repositioning, isn't it? Good morning, everybody out there, and it is wonderful to be part of this great program, Springboard. I've had the privilege of participating in it, and I have learned so much from Reverend Albert and Comfort, who are my favorite people, best couple in the world. Just by the way they work together. And what we're going to do today is to open up the opportunities that we have on hand. Now, we're talking about repositioning, and the word that readily comes to mind is invest. Invest. Well, I know my nephew, Nana Benneh, is all about investment, but I wasn't thinking about investing only money. But I'm thinking also about investing time, investing energy, investing talents. That's what I'm thinking about. Because if we're going to reposition, then we need to understand that things are never going to be the same. We need to think ahead. I'm reminded of Noah's Ark. Anytime I think of our time now, I mean, suddenly the world changed. They were on water for a long time, and then they got put on a mountain. The past was gone. They had to think of how to deal with the present as well as the future. And remember, 8 people. 8 people. And everything changed since that time. So I want to talk about some roots that we need to have. Because all of us, everybody who has an encounter with Springboard is a leader. And being a leader does not mean that you hold the highest position in an organization, or that you must necessarily be the CEO of your own company, or that you will be the president of the country. But leading means bringing something useful to development, bringing some innovative ideas, bringing some innovative practices, being ahead of the pack, being proactive, recognizing that whatever you do makes an impact for good or for ill. For me, each one of us is a leader. I'm not talking potential. Each one of us is a leader, wherever we find ourselves. So there are some roots that we need to think about. And the first root, I'm using root because, you see a tree, a big tree, and all you see is the power and strength of the tree. But the tree is standing tall and powerful because it's got some roots deep down that nobody can see. All we see is the power that the tree has. So if you are a leader, what we see on the outside must be based on some roots that you have, personality traits. And the first one is your integrity. I know the word has become almost like a cliche, but whatever it is, you can't run away from it. Integrity is really being true to yourself and true to those around you. Who you are at home in your bedroom ought not to be different from who you are in the public space. And that's really what is killing most of us. We try to be something other than we are, and we fail. But be true to yourself. And being true to yourself means you are anchored in some good values, some really strong good values. And one of the best values is that life is not a population of one, yourself. Life is about others and yourself. And that what you do in the public space to make other people's lives better is best of all. You feel fulfilled when you have contributed to something good. So if you are a leader, you must remember that you need a few followers, even in your home. Fancy you being the leader in the home, and your spouse and your children couldn't care less what you're doing. Or being in the office, and really you talk ad infinitum and nobody cares. So you need followers. And followers are earned. You can't force them. So you need to be true to yourself. That's the way I'll talk about integrity. And then you need a vision. What is your life about? You know, I know we talk a lot about vision. And again, because we are not true to ourselves, we want to grab somebody's vision. We want to grab somebody's vision. But we are not all the same. We're not all the same. We are different. And really, the world is so big, all of us can make great contributions to the world. And what we need to do is to determine, what would I like to do? Have a mental picture of how you would like to contribute to life. Listening to the lady from the United States, she said what she learned helped her shape her own vision. Now she realizes that she's an entrepreneur. She didn't even know it. Now she didn't go around wanting to be like Reverend Albert and Comfort, running a road show. But she decided she wanted to be a nurse. And out of that nursing, she realizes that she can provide help to people in their homes. Because people do need help in their homes, either as nursing assistants or people who care for the old and so on and so forth. So after integrity is your vision, shape it, hone it, think about it. And again, remember that it's not a competition because there's room for everything. There's room for everyone. There's room for every idea. The thing is to own the idea, believe in it, and work on it. The third root is concern. Now, assuming that you are in the midst of people and all you think is about yourself, you need to know how others feel when you're doing things. You know, like Roadshow is going virtual. You cannot believe how much time has been spent making sure that people in Alaska, people in South Africa, people in maybe a corner in Libya desert are able to participate in this. Now that is part of the concern. And then all the people working behind the scenes, the concern should be for how are they faring, how are they doing? Are we waking them up in the middle of the night to work? Most of the time, all we want are results. So we don't really care what happens. I don't have enough time, but I would have told a story. But that is for another time. Now, the fourth root is creativity. And I'm not talking about being an artist. I'm not talking about being an artist or being somebody with the gift for words. Somebody's going to come and tell us a poem. That's not what I'm talking about. And I'm not talking about being a dressmaker. What I'm thinking about in terms of creativity is how you deal with problems. How do you deal with problems? You have to be creative about problem solving. You know, so you have to think about what you want to do. You have to think about the effect it has on people. And every time you have to think of better ways of doing things. And all of us are capable of being creative. The fifth root is results orientation. When you've done everything, there have to be results. And those in the corporate world will tell you, you have to have results. And one of the things I would challenge Roadshow with is one of the results we have to see more often is how what we have done has shaped people's lives for the better. We need more of those stories. More of those stories, because our intention on Roadshow is to raise a generation or generations of people whose mindsets are different, whose mindsets are positive, whose mindsets are such as to make our continent and our world a better place. Enough of the complaining. Enough of the complaining. We want results. So if you have a complaint, it means you feel that something should be done in a better way. So find that way of doing it rather than moaning and looking for somebody else to do it. So if you want to be an effective leader, you need to be results oriented. The sixth is courage. This life is hard. I know we wish that we could walk through life and get all that we want. No. It doesn't happen that way. And courage is not only because a car is coming and you courageously raise your hand and say, stop. That's not the kind of courage I'm talking about. I'm talking about the courage to take difficult decisions. Difficult decisions. Sometimes decisions about yourself and the way you need to reposition, the way you need to think about the past, the way you need to think about the present, and the way you need to envision the future. It takes courage. For example, this lady in the United States, the courage to even venture into a program that benefits people. What it means is that there are some people she has to let go of because they are not bringing what she needs. And those of you at the head of the corporate ladder, sometimes you ask your HR people to take decisions about people's performance and so on. And now the results come, and somebody you like very much has to take a walk outside the organization. And then you remember, oh, we grew up together. Oh, the father is my friend. Oh, the mother is my wife's friend, and so on. We need to take courage. And one of the things that we need most of all on our continent and in our world is courage to take hard decisions. Decisions that we know will benefit people. So, in this roadshow program, where we are thinking about repositioning, we need to review the past using the roots of integrity, of vision, of concern, of creativity, of results orientation, and courage. We need to redesign our present. I mean, our present is that we are talking to so many people in the world, and they are not even face to face. We're doing work from home. It takes courage to do some of these things. You need a certain level of integrity. If you're working from home, are you lying on your bed, and then when it's time to present your report, you hurriedly go, steal from here, steal from here? No. Are you diligent? That's part of integrity, and that is also part of result orientation. And then we need to reimagine. This is where creativity comes in. Reimagine the future. What is the future going to be like? The future needs to be shaped in such a way that we are not individually the only beneficiaries. It needs to be shaped in such a way that all the things we've been looking for in a world of harmony. Now, a world of harmony does not mean a world which is uniform. You know, because nature itself tells us that there is unity, but in great diversity. We're told that we get oxygen from plants. Frankly, it's not only one tree. Wherever we are, there are various plants. Some are shrubs, some are big trees, some are little trees, and so on. But the issue is that each of them provides what we need. And even in our own world, I mean, we're all different. But the beauty is that in our diversity, we reckon ourselves as human beings with desires, with wants, with skills, with talents, with a desire to make a difference. And so we work towards that. I guess in Ghana we say one nation with a common destiny. Yes, one nation, one destiny. Yeah? Something like that. But frankly, the nation is even divided into 16 districts. And when you bring 16 regions and 200 and something districts, 275 constituencies. I mean, this nation is awash with potential for greatness. But we need to recognize that in our diversity, we are strong because we work together. I don't know how you're going to take the Springboard. I am very excited because never mind what the gentleman said about me being 75. I'm a very young lady and I intend to benefit from the roadshow and learn a few more things because I have the privilege of relating to many people, old and young. And I would love to be part of the growth that we're looking for, the repositioning of our world. And remember, it's not just repositioning Ghana, its development both socially and economically, but repositioning the world so that we can all benefit from its great diversity. Thank you very much. That's being young for you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Greetings from the Enterprise Group. As some of you may know, we are a full human asset protection company. Our goal is to provide those who wish to have an advantage in life the freedom that they need to be able to pursue their dreams. And we do this through the provision of quality, needs-based solutions in insurance, pensions, real estate, and funeral services. The fact is that, look, life is full of uncertainties. In fact, it's been said that if you remove death and taxes, nothing else is certain anymore. So our job is to cushion and protect you against the negative effects of those uncertainties. And now the power to access that protection is in the palm of your hands. We have our digital channels now available on your mobile phone through our mobile app. We have our USSD channels and we have WhatsApp for Business. So please download the Enterprise Advantage app. Let us connect. Together we will begin a discussion on how we can free you from uncertainty and worry so that you can achieve your dream. Remember, the best time to pursue your dream is while you are young. And today, we give you an extra special reason to download the mobile app. You can win a brand new state-of-the-art laptop from Enterprise Group just by following a few simple instructions. And that's all. So good luck to all of you. But finally, before I go, let me congratulate each and every one of you for enrolling in the Springboard University. Your journey to success starts right here. Enjoy the Enterprise Advantage. Thank you.
Enterprise, your advantage.
UMB Bank, formerly known as Merchant Bank, was established in 1972 as the premier bank for the corporate and private sector in Ghana. From our very beginning, as the only Ghanaian bank serving all categories of businesses, we set a standard for excellence and innovation over the past 45 years. We've built a financially healthy and strong bank, demonstrated our commitment to our customers and to growing businesses, and exhibited originality and innovation at every turn. From operating solely as a merchant bank, UMB has over the last 45 years evolved into a fully fledged universal bank, offering services in the corporate, retail and private banking arenas, providing customers with an exceptional banking experience. Through the use of advanced technology and innovative products and services, UMB's 45 years showcase the bank's unyielding dedication to its customers, a move that has resulted in the growing and continued success of the bank. At UMB, our focus is built around people, service, products and technology. These are the key to our present success and our future triumphs. UMB's commitment to exceptional customer service has led to long-standing relationships
UMB has speed as their hallmark. Everything is faster because most of the time you want to get back to lectures on time. The customer service is excellent and is brilliant.
Universal Merchant Bank provides us with ATM which runs 24-hour and serves the needs of students.
A modern bank recognized for its innovative use of technology and distinctive banking solutions, including internet banking and customer-focused initiatives since 1972, we look to the future because we work for the future today. We invite you to share in our future. Our future starts now with you.
Thank you. I'm Gloria Champong, in charge of MTN Pulse, the youth segment of MTN. This morning, I'm here to talk about the MTN Pulse app. If you are young or young at heart, it is for you. It's both on Android and iOS. So wherever you are, you can find yourself the opportunity to download the MTN Pulse app. When you download right now, it gives you 50 MB for free to use anywhere. And then the app is free to use. It doesn't consume your data. Wherever you be on the app, you can browse on the app freely without consuming your data. It's free for you when you use it. And then right now we have on the app, if you have matched up before and you have enough airtime or voice minutes and you don't have MB of data, you can convert your minutes into data to use without a charge. Also on the app, we have free social bundles. If you mash up, a mashup is our core offer. I'm sure you heard about the mashup. You can mash up freely, both for yourself and for somebody, as gifting a mashup to a friend or a family. You can gift a mashup. And when you mash up, we give you free social bundle to use, WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and WeChat, if you're on WeChat, to use for free. And also, when you mash up, you have no expiry. Now, we don't have expiry for our bundles. You can use it anytime, the whole time you have the mashup. And Mondays are free calls for those who mash up from 10 CD and above. You have free calls on Mondays to MTN numbers only. Also on the app right now, if you mash up, you're on 4G, you get 50% bonus on your data. All these are available on the MTN Pulse app. You have our Pulse loyalty as well for our partners like KFC, Potbelly Shark, UK brands. If you are on the app, you can just go on the app, download or get a discount code, go to these avenues and go and redeem for your price. Also, the app right now, we are doing a mash up and win promo. It began on the 1st of April to 30th of April. Just mash up any amount. You gain points by mashing up. At the end of the month, we can redeem these points for any voucher, Melcom, KFC, ShopRite, and Potbelly Shark. These are all things available on MTN Pulse app for you. Please download the app right now and enjoy all these packages available on MTN Pulse. Thank you.
Hi, this is Benneh, and I would like to say a big hello to the entire Springboard International audience. We want to say a big thank you to Reverend Albert and Comfort Ocarn for offering this amazing platform that even in times like this, we can have such an effective youth empowerment program. I also want to say thank you to Dr. Joyce Aryee for that wonderful session. I hope this generation gets many more women just like you. So, I have a question for you. How important is reading to you? How important are books? What do you learn about the women before you, the women ahead of you? What do books mean to you? For me, the archive is screaming of Black women dreaming, of being kept silent, yet still achieving mammoth achievements not meant to be achieved. The archive is telling of who is excelling and launching and flying while still fish is frying. In silence she flies, not like Benneh in the night, because the only way for her to take flight is to be shrouded in her own light. So we shine, let it shine, let it shine. Ever functional, she shows the way. Ever useful, that's the thing about her body. She is nothing because she is everything. Mother of the old and new world, the whole new world that in your mind was achieved, was given a chance to breathe from the space between her legs, even though you stored her in little juice boxes. You stored her in spaces meant for fermented juice for fruits, but still you never quite cut the roots. Be ye not drunk, brethren, you never cut the roots. The archive is crying for those women dying before the chance to fly rose high, so high. The archive is calling for those women in mourning, whose eyes we pry open to the mind's beautiful game, closed to that which we are told garners shame. You say we're too loud, we get hate for being proud. You mock our bodies, steal our shapes, and make clothing that would never fit us from our next nape. This is not black girl magic. This is a black girl being emphatic that no matter whether you care, you must still be aware that I know how you see me. We know how you see me, but do you see what I see? Of course you do. It's the silent army. Ya Santua, Oku Hinkwo, Juliana and Krumai, you have to work harder and harder and harder. Marie Joseph Angelique, she struck the match, she set it alight. Each woman is unique. The archive is screaming of black women dreaming. So open your eyes and see what they're achieving. So for my second poem, I am going to call on a great friend of mine, Nisaki Enter the net.
Hey, hi everybody.
He came to visit me today and I have roped him in, but he doesn't know that we have a challenge.
What?
I'm giving you 10 seconds. We are going to write a poem and our themes are love and technology.
Wait, what?
Yeah, get your phone. Let's do this.
All right.
Once in a while, I like to challenge my poet friends.
Yeah.
Okay, so 10 seconds.
Yeah. So
what will we need for this poem? We need phones.
Okay.
What are you writing?
What are you writing?
I think I have something.
I think I have something.
This is going to be like a challenge.
Well, let's see. Wait.
I love you to the moon and back. I love you to the moon and back. In my great-grandfather's day, he walked 1,000 miles to have a say in front of his love.
Yeah.
He created contraptions with the perfect technology to catch that which would bring joy to her face.
My love, here, a cranter for our soup. I sling my shots for you to cook. Right under the moonlight, we told each other sweet stories of a sweet tomorrow. Well, that was yesterday. And
today is that tomorrow. I love you to the moon and back.
In my grandmother's day, birds chirped, butterflies bounced on waves of colorful sound. The sweet fragrance of fresh flowers filling the air, giving us ambience enough as the wind spoke through the leaves they rustled. Those whistles that came from my curved lips to mention your name from behind the compound. Those beaded hips that swayed as you walked by my side. The ahinima that adorned your beautiful feet when we walked hand in hand in love, when we will say, I love you to the moon and back.
I love you to the moon and back. My parents talk a lot about writing letters. My dearest Abena,
my darling Kojo.
As pens scratch the surface of off-white paper, carried by hand from one school gate to another, kept in chalk boxes long forgotten. My dearest Abena, my darling Kojo. The Westerners have made it to the moon and back.
Wait.
We use the phones.
Memorize my number.
9 6 7 6 5 1 9 7. Round and round and round, like the flow of blood from my heart to my head to the bottom of my feet, knowing you may not yet be back from school. And round and round and round and round.
Hello.
You see, I just wanted to call to say, I love you to the moon and back.
I see you.
Oh, ping.
MSN Messenger.
MySpace.
High five.
Okay. Reposition. Through taps on digital screens, emojis, stickers, coded messages, now I can show you the moon. I can show you a video of its cool white surface.
Well, the distance is not enough to separate as technology brings you closer to me. I love you, my moonlight, today. to the moon and back.
Your selfies weak me. Your video calls melt me. Voice notes give me fever, and your DMs, dear, there are enough motivations for me to love you dearly.
The coded song lyrics enforce the bond between us. The Facebook posts set my heart afloat, and your tweets enhance my heartbeats. We've got this love on fleek in this current times. I love you to the moon and back.
I love you to the moon and back. Through momos that boost our love notes.
Yes.
The karaoke nights, the salsa that we flew to learn and bring here, they make me happy. My love, you put me on the moon and back. I will love you on the moon.
Look, our dreams of yesterday. Now look at us. Now on the moon, we have teleported our emotions by repositioning our visions and positioned ourselves for the future.
We trudged along flowery paths in the past.
Yes.
Sending data-laden emotions to freshen our love today and keep emotions at bay. And very soon, our love will be seen through telescopes on the moon.
Because when I said I loved you to the moon and back, I meant it. And now I'm back from the future to make it happen. I love you to the moon and back.
He recently assumed the reins as CEO of the UMB Bank, incidentally the same bank at which he began his career 2 decades ago. In between these two experiences is an interesting leadership journey that has taken him to different countries and different organizations. What are the lessons picked up along the way? And how can our young participants reposition themselves to enable them climb all the way to the top? It's time to find out. Springboard 2021 Roadshow. A huge round of applause as we welcome our keynote speaker for today, Nana Dwemoh Benneh.
Morning. And what a great delight to be here this morning and to witness this repositioning, which is done in an almost outworldly environment. One that actually resonates with the theme this morning of reimagining the future. It's been great to connect with Auntie Joyce again. It's always wonderful to hear her speak. And Reverend Albert and Comfort Ocarn have outdone themselves again in the virtual world. A great applause to them. When I was asked to speak this morning, I spent some time thinking about what to say. Because you see, we live in very privileged times now. In our lifetime, the world has changed several times over. And things that we see today, we only dreamt about 20 years ago. 20 years ago, what we see in reality today were fairy tales that we read in books. But we have the privilege of living, of experiencing. How then do we take advantage of this new world which we find ourselves in? So today I will speak about 3 key lessons I have learned as I've gone through the world from the last 20 odd years, and how that has shaped my thinking in terms of the present and in terms of the future. The first thing I want to talk about is how we position ourselves in the world of work, in the world of corporate, and indeed in the world where we interact with other people. The big lesson I learned here is that it is not about me. It is actually about what the world appreciates about me and what the people around me appreciate about me. So to give you an example, I'll tell you about the year 2000. I was working as a management trainee, and I just got to myself a really cushy job to go and work with a director in Kenya. And I was full of myself and of my achievements, having been able to get this great thing. I was the envy of most of my friends. When I got there, he had a personal assistant who was onboarding me. One of the first things he told me was, please remember that your job is to make your boss happy. I found that was very strange. I had all these skills, and I was going to impress, to show them what I could do. Surely I could not be reduced to just making my boss happy. So during that week, I was still working on Cloud 9, buoyed up by my experiences. And then I made my first presentation to my boss. 30 minutes later, he came out of the office. There was red ink all over the paper that I had given to him. He had changed the formation of sentences, and a few punctuations I had forgotten, he had corrected. My world plummeted. How is it that somebody so accomplished should be reduced to this level? It took me about a week to actually pull myself out of the doldrums, to understand that it was not about me. It was about the service I was offering and how he would appreciate that service. In time, I got to understand his style. I got to learn that my Achimota English did not quite meet his needs in Nairobi. And so I had to adapt my style to suit his needs. Thankfully, we built a wonderful working relationship, but I learned a very big lesson after that. The skills that I think are important to me may not necessarily be the skills that others appreciate or want. And in working, and in even dealing with clients, you do have to pay attention to what it is that they require from you. Many of us have many skills being gifted by the Lord in various ways. And sometimes we run the risk of appreciating some of them more because that is how we like to see ourselves. So, for example, you may be very good at coaching, encouraging, and motivating, but your headspace is stuck on the fact that you are very analytical, and that is the skill that you feel most proud about. But hey, reality check. The world is looking for you to inspire and to motivate them, not necessarily for your analytical skills. And so you must pay heed to what the world is telling you they appreciate about you. And that is the value of feedback. It's become a very cliched word, but feedback is extremely valuable for you to be able to not only look in the mirror, but also understand what is coming from the outside so that you can zero in on a skill that is truly marketable and make the impact that you want. So that you are not a mediocre analyst, but rather a great motivator, like Reverend Albert and Comfort Ocarn do on a daily basis. So learn to understand what the world values most about you and use that as your success tool to becoming what it is you want. Take it from me. From a former student who dreamed of becoming a doctor, later revised to becoming a pharmacist, and when the A-levels didn't show that quite, ended up doing economics and philosophy, which I enjoyed so immensely, and ended up in an unlikely place as a bank. You see, everything you do, every experience you make counts ultimately for something. You will be surprised how my philosophical skills have helped me in the boardrooms, sometimes to outwit Auntie Joyce, who sat in the boardroom with me on many occasions. So do not discount any experience you have. It all goes to repositioning you to make you relevant for every single opportunity you get to exploit it. The only thing I'll caution is that you must stand for certain things. And as Joyce said it, your integrity, your ethics may not be compromised, even in your quest of satisfying your client or satisfying your boss. But in so doing, I urge that you do that quietly and firmly. We live in a world where the more noise you make on social media, the more popular you are. But that does not give you the sustainability to be the kind of person you want to be in future. It is often good to state your case quietly and firmly and consistently so people associate you with a certain set of values. It will stand you in good stead. I'm reminded that Joseph, who was the husband of Mary, was described as a just man. But there's nowhere in the Bible where is recorded any word from Joseph. Even though we never hear him speak, he is still described as the just man. So sometimes you can still be described or defined without necessarily making a lot of noise that distracts from the value that you have. My second point, it is a continuous learning journey. And the destination is when life ends. I smile a lot when people say, we want you to talk about how you got to the top. Because, for me, I do not recognize the top. What's that concept of the top? It is a journey. When we say how you got to the top, we see it like a destination. But it never ends. It is a continuous learning opportunity all the time. Last year, Reverend Albert and Comfort were climbing Afajatu. And they will tell you that they needed certain skills to get there. But once they got there, they needed other skills. If they were going to stay there, you needed other skills to stay. If you had to come down, you need other skills to come down as well. And so the top is not really the end. And so in our positioning, we have to recognize that each level we get to is just another step in the lifelong journey we have. Once we think that way, it enables us to continually reposition ourselves and make ourselves relevant in a fast-changing world that we find ourselves in. Imagine the world we live in now. People can actually live in the UK and hold full-time jobs in Ghana. Very easy. Because of the COVID pandemic, people have designed new ways of doing business. I have friends in Okanshi, when during the lockdown, customers were not coming to their shops, had to buy cars and start delivery services to their clients. The world constantly changes. We cannot afford to convince ourselves that we have arrived at any point in time of our lives. Look at Jimmy Carter. He was the president of the United States, one of the most powerful countries in the world. But after he's done so much, these days, we even forget that he was the president of the United States, because his journey continued even after he got to where we thought was the top. And our own Auntie Joyce, Reverend Dr. Aryee, is a shining example. I urge you to Google her up or check her Wikipedia status. And you see there are many tops that she has summited, because at each stage, it was a learning for another stage. Let us focus our lives not on a single journey, but on a series of journeys. And the series of journeys will ensure that we stay relevant at each point in time of our lives. We live in a world where we have machine learning, we have robotics. 2 years ago, I was in China, and I ordered room service, and a robot delivered the room service to my door. During the pandemic in Rwanda, robots were nursing some patients. This is the new world that we live in. We now have automated assistants who offer services if customers want banking services and many other services that are going on. Each time I tell my colleagues that very soon, the very core cards that we are holding will be relevant. The jobs that we now hold so dear and we value so much will not exist anymore. And if that happens, what then do we do? Learning in itself has changed. Now it's not so formal. You do not need to sit in classrooms all the time. The time has come that whatever skill we have, we see it as temporary and work to build on other skills. Because the world as we know it, our educational system as we know it, was built for a certain world that does not exist anymore. And what is our response? In this new world, it is democratized. You can go to Harvard while you sit in Agbobloshi, in the world that we are in now. So what are we waiting for? It cannot be that what we have is satisfactory to us. We need to strive in a world that has made it increasingly accessible for us to gain whatever it is we gain, so that our repositioning and our reimagining can become a reality, even as we assess what it is that we have done in the past. So we invest in new skills every day, and all of us have to do that. Nobody has arrived. My third point talks about survival. And survival in this world. You see, the world we live in is a far cry from the Eden that the Lord designed the world to be. And so daily, we are faced with a lot of stress, even as we continually develop, and even as our civilization continually moves faster and faster. we have to recognize that there is stress in the world. And in the past, it was a sign of weakness when you succumb to stress or when you could not sort of move on anymore. In this world we are in, it is a sign of strength to admit that you need help. And many times when we speak to colleagues, to friends, to relatives, and to all other people in the world, we encounter people who are actually battling under the weight of the stress that our new modern world has brought us to us. The encouragement is that we have to own up to the stress and seek help. There's a lot of help out here now. There's a lot of help for mental health issues, psychological issues, and it's time not to sweep it under the carpet anymore, because our very world that we live in now has made it a part of our lives, and therefore being proactive to deal with it is a sign that, or is a sure strategy to help us to move on in repositioning ourselves into the new world. It is part of our strategy, and therefore it must be part of our plan as well. In addition to that is the absolutely valuable resource of mentors. Seeking out mentors and seeking to be mentors to others as well. That dialogue that goes on through mentorship is an essential ingredient to growing, to developing, to taking advantage, and to making sure we thrive in this new world that we find ourselves in. I've been blessed with many, many mentors, and a number of them have been very tough with me. Some of them have publicly castigated me in changing some of my habits. And these people have been invaluable in my journey, or my continuous journey. An example is when I was actually taking down several robes when I walked in 5 minutes late into my mentor's meeting. And in a crowd with various people from various parts of the world, I was made to feel very small. But the end result is I'm never late if I can help it. I think these days we are a bit too sensitive. I think that these days we take offense too easily, and we miss out the massive opportunity that failure and mentorship and correction brings into our lives. If there is one value that I think we need to adopt as we reposition ourselves for the future, is learning to put aside our feelings and taking the lesson that comes from some of these uncomfortable situations. For unless a seed first dies, it cannot grow into a tree. A word to the wise, they say, is somewhere in this room and all over the virtual world. Find yourself an anchor in life. I have been privileged to work in a number of world-renowned institutions, and I have been privileged to see people who lead such big organizations from a distance. The one thing I've increasingly learned is that as the responsibilities increase, so does the acknowledgement that there is a being somewhere who is much greater than we all are, who actually controls what we do. And the more responsibility you gain, the more you get to acknowledge that. So find that being in your life, whatever you conceive him to be. As for me, I know that I go to my Lord through Jesus Christ, and that has been a sure anchor in my life. And when things get really tough and uncomfortable, somehow he sees me through. Very much like sitting in a four-wheel drive on a very flooded road. You see the waves of water rolling all about. But somehow you are comforted because you are a bit insulated. You are slightly higher than where the turbulence is at its most. Therefore, you gain that strength to survive. So in this world, I will encourage you and urge you, seek that anchor. It is a very turbulent world we live in. Many things are happening. And the more you gain your responsibility, the more complicated it will become. The more complex you have to face. The more issues that will be thrown at you. The more you will feel like giving up. But in my experience, once you have that anchor, it works. And in the end, you are able to move forward. I would like to end with one poem that has become one of my favorite poems for a very long time. When I finished O-level many years ago, my father thought that I needed not to spend the time wandering around and just causing mischief. So he sent me to work in a, well, not work, but sent me to get some experience in a computer data center in the University of Ghana. And there I met a lady, Mrs. Agatha Nketia, and on her wall was this poem. And it had such an impact on me and continues to have an impact on me. I find that this is very, very relevant in these discussions that we are having today. And so, with your kind permission, I will share it with you, and I urge you to also look for some of these inspirational quotes, inspirational words, inspirational books, as Benneh just showed us earlier, which keep you going. Your mind needs to be refreshed, I find, so that you are able to tackle more and more things as you go ahead. So here goes. The poem is the Desiderata. Some of you may have seen it before. Every day I read it. Every day I am inspired. And I hope that you will be as well. Go placidly amidst the noise and the haste, and remember what peace that there may be in silence. As far as possible, without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others, even the dull and the ignorant, for they too have their story. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexations to the spirit. If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain or bitter, for always there will be greater and lesser people than yourself. Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career, however humble. It is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for the world is full of trickery. But let this not blind you to what virtue there is. Every person strives for high ideals, and everywhere life is full of heroism. Be yourself, especially do not feign affection. Neither be cynical about love, for it, in the face of all aridity and disenchantment, it is as perennial as the grass. Take kindly to the counsel of the years, gracefully surrendering the things of the youth. Nurture strength of spirit to shield you in sudden misfortune. But do not distress yourself with dark imaginings. Many fears are born out of fatigue and loneliness. Beyond the wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace with God, whoever you conceive him to be, and whatever your labors and aspirations. In the confusion of life, keep peace with your soul. With all its sham drudgery and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world, and therefore be cheerful. Strive to be happy. Thank you very much.
Once was a man who had it all. He had skill, he had charisma. He was loved by all, but above all, he knew the importance of helping others, lifting others up. He knew the importance of giving other people an advantage so that they too would use that advantage to help others. All you need is that advantage that sets you apart from the rest. And when you discover that advantage, life's challenges don't seem so daunting anymore. That's where we come in. Enterprise, your advantage.
Don't be left out. Download the Pulse app from the App Store or Play Store to mash up all day, every day. You can also enjoy more mashup. Just buy the new Mega Bundle and get 3 gigabytes data, extra 400 megabytes for your social apps, and free MTN to MTN calls every Monday. So go ahead, feel the pulse on MTN Pulse. Just be. We're good together. Everywhere you go.
The Springboard 2021 Roadshow is announcing 3 exciting wow moments to mark today's convocation. Wherever you're virtually joining us from, as long as you can hear us, you're qualified to participate and win. The MTN Pulse Wow Moment is rewarding 5 Springboard virtual participants with 1,000 CDs worth of data or airtime each. To win, download the MTN Pulse app and mash up. Get 10 of your friends and family to also download the Pulse app and mash up. Email your name, phone number, social media handle, and a list of the 10 who have downloaded the Pulse app to info@springboard.com.gh or WhatsApp it to 024 9999 555. The MTN Pulse Wow Moment continues after today's Roadshow conference. One winner will be randomly selected each Sunday in May and rewarded with 1,000 CDs worth of data or airtime. Listen out for the announcement on Springboard, your virtual university, on Joy FM every Sunday at 7 p.m. The Enterprise Advantage Wow Moment is rewarding 1 Springboard virtual participant with a brand new laptop just for participating. To win, download and install the Enterprise Advantage app, create an account on the app, and familiarize yourself with the features. Send a screenshot of the installed app via WhatsApp to 024 9999 555. You'll receive 3 simple questions from Springboard. Reply with the answers through WhatsApp. The first person to successfully install the Enterprise Advantage app and get all 3 questions correct will win the brand new laptop from Enterprise Group. The winner will be announced before today's convocation closes and the laptop dispatched to you wherever you are. The UMB Speed Up Wow Moment is rewarding 3 Springboard virtual participants with cash prizes just for participating. To win, download and install the UMB Speed app. Click on Self-Register, followed by Select Mobile Wallet, followed by Select Non-UMB Customer, and complete the details. Send a screenshot of the installed app via WhatsApp to 024 9999 555. You'll receive 3 simple questions immediately from Springboard. Reply with the answers through WhatsApp. The person to successfully install the UMB Speed app and get all 3 questions correct wins 1,500 CDs cash in their wallet from the UMB Speed Up Wow Moment. The second winner will receive 1,000 CDs and the third goes away with 500 CDs. The winners will be announced before today's convocation closes.
Welcome back. This is Springboard. I almost said the virtual university. That tells you where I sit on a weekly basis. But this is the virtual convocation of the Springboard Roadshow. And am I not having a great time learning from different personalities, different presentations, wonderful renditions in music and spoken word, and of course, the mentor's message and the keynote address. So much to chew on, but this is your part of the program where you get to ask your questions. Send as many questions as you can, because we have literally hijacked Auntie Joyce, Aryee, and Nana Dwemoh Benneh to answer our questions that we have collated or we are collating from all over the world. And so post your question wherever you are watching us on the stream, whether it's on Facebook, any channel that you're watching us on, just post your question there. We'll get the question and then share it with our resource persons. Dr. Joyce, I like the way you brought our theme and put them on 6 roots or 6 pillars. And very relevant pillars for that matter. But let me put you on the spot. Of the 6 pillars, like integrity, pillars like vision, like concern, which of them would you say is your favorite?
At the moment, my favorite would be courage. You know, because now we're facing something or a new world that is so different than what we have known. And the courage to even admit that we live in a new world, that we need to reposition ourselves. When Nana was speaking, he was talking about a journey that when you think you've gotten to a certain place called the top, it's not the top. Now, we need different skills. And in order to learn some of these skills, we need courage. Breaking away from the past, which gives us comfort, requires courage. And of the 6 roots, you know, I will take that integrity is a given, that concern is a given, vision is a given, but you know, creativity, concern, and courage are not given. And when you start from courage, then the courage will lead you to creativity. And as you go through the creativity, you will recognize that the world is not a population of one.
Right.
That your greatest fulfillment is when you touch other lives for good and allow theirs to also touch you for good.
Excellent. Give me the 6th one, just for the benefit of those who are taking notes. We have
So
viewers.
it is
Integrity,
vision,
concern,
courage,
creativity,
and then results orientation.
I see somebody calling out the 6th one because
Yes.
people have taken the notes very seriously.
Yes.
All right, so let me introduce Nana Dwemoh Benneh, and then I'll go over to youth voices that are so well represented here. Nana Benneh, you shared 3 things that are very, very interesting and ended on a beautiful poetic note. The first one is not about you, it's my favorite, especially the red marks on your script. And then the continuous learning journey, and then surviving in a fast-paced world. Which of these 3 will be your anchor bolt in a minute?
For me, I think that the first one for me is so relevant because I think our educational system is such that we are all sort of encouraged to learn in a uniform way, and then we are all assessed in a uniform way, and then we are all told these are the sort of rule of honor. But we are made up of so many different skills as an individual. So I think we should encourage ourselves to seek out all our skills and to see which one we can present best to the world. That for me is
Thank you very much. Audience, let's appreciate our 2 resource persons, Dr. Joyce, Aryee, and Nana Dwemoh Benneh. And by the way, for those of you watching us online across the world, the audience is less than 12 people just cheering as we bring this great experience to you. I have young people here who are fortunate. While their colleagues are joining from all across the world, they get to be in here with us. Priscilla Esinam, she's been with Springboard for years, and she's currently the founder and communications lead at Pio Box. Priscilla, good to see you. Somebody get a microphone on for her so we can hear her voice. And then I have one of my favorite triplets in the whole world. They are the most popular triplets because they took the Springboard by storm a few years ago in an event in Kumasi, and since then everyone has been looking out for them. At that time they were in SHS. What year?
SHS 3.
SHS 3,
Yeah.
and now I have Mary Margaret Oting Menu doing Bachelor of Arts in Linguistics at the University of Ghana, Legon. Good to see you.
It's a privilege to be here.
And Mary Magdalene, you are in the audience. Let me wave to you. Oh, our mini audience, you are here. Maybe during the wow moment, I'll bring you upstage so they get to see you well. And the third one is Mary.
Mary Bridget Otimen.
Mary.
Bridget.
Bridget. Let me greet Mary Bridget watching us online as well. God bless you. All right. Let me give you the first chance to throw a question at resource persons. Priscilla Esinamyevu.
Sure. I thank you, Dr. Joyce, Aryee, and Nana Jomo Benneh for that impactful session. I think that for me, the one that stood out most especially was courage, and the statement about breaking away from the past not being easy. We all know, like Mr. Bennett said, that the journey is long. So how do you keep working the courage? Because you're going to have mountaintops and valleys. How do you keep working that courage and exercising it so you're fully pliant and thriving at what used to be uncomfortable for you?
Thank you very much. Life is not just one line. And one of the things that we need to recognize, that each day is different. Each day is different. You know, you can even say that this is the hot season for us. But to have a 47-degree temperature is definitely not the kind of heat we are used to. So if we recognize that life itself is unpredictable, it is the unpredictability which enables you to plug the courage to face whatever situation comes your way. And since Nana Benneh decided to go on the path of faith, let me also say something that Jesus so clearly says. I've told you these things, that in me you will have peace. In this world, you will have tribulations. But be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. Seems as if most of us want life on our terms. There's nothing like that. There's nothing like that. You know, because life can never be on our terms. But the joy of life is to live on the terms of the one who says, be strong, be courageous. You can face this. You can do this. Because I'm walking with you.
Wonderful.
That is what to look at.
Thank you.
Wonderful. A round of applause for Dr. Joyce. Aryee. I'm going to come to you, Mary Margaret, very shortly while you put your thoughts together. But early morning in the USA, I have Elise Teza Oheniche. She's been through our various interventions, the Teenpreneurship Conference, then the Springboard Roadshow, and she's a medical practitioner joining us from the US. Elise, it must be done in the US. How are you today? Elise, can you hear us very clearly?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you very clearly. Give us a medical question this morning for our resource persons.
So, well, not a medical question. Thank you guys so much, Dr. Joyce, Aryee, and Nana and Benneh. The presentations were great. Just one thing that keeps coming up. For a lot of young people trying to venture out there, trying to make it work, be courageous, be results-oriented, one of the main things is finances. If you could touch on practical ways that us, the youth, can figure out the financial part of putting ourselves out there, being courageous, starting business, things that many ideas, people have many ideas, but a lot of ideas have been cut short because people did not have the financial aspects to figure it out. So in repositioning ourselves as the Springboard theme this year, practical ideas would you give the youth on things like that?
No, and they mentioned money, and who else talk about money than the banker? So tell us.
Thanks, Elise, for that question. I think that it is said that normally when entrepreneurs start, the only people who will finance them are friends, family, and fools. And the reason for that is I think most entrepreneurs tend to miss one critical step before going into business, and that is the preparation and actually making sure that it's a bankable idea. And so that what I will say is that these days there are a lot of people eager to develop entrepreneurs because, you know, there's a limit to white collar and blue collar jobs out there. And therefore now people are having to sort of get and start their own thing. The thing to do though is to do the proper research. Very often when we get the idea, we run into the idea because we're very excited and we believe in the idea, which is very good. But to do the proper research and critically to find people who will buy what it says you want to sell. And then once you put that together, then you can then go boldly and convince either somebody to invest in your company and then get a financial organization to also help you in a bit. Now there are a lot of resources out there. So for UMB, for example, we have our incubator center. And the incubator center, what it is trying to do is trying to work with a few young entrepreneurs to polish their ideas up, find people who will buy the service they want so that when now you give financing, you are reasonably sure that it's going to go well. So there are resources out there, but you can contact us and we can help.
Thank you very much, Nana Dwemoh Benneh. In-house audience, let's put our hands together for Nana Dwemoh Benneh. All right, so quick one from Kwesi on Facebook asking the title of the poem that he shared. It's The Desiderata by Max Ehrmann. We've posted the original text from 1927 on our Facebook pages so that you can get the original and not credit Nana Dwemoh Benneh with writing a poem that he did not write. All right. Let me go on to one of my favorite alumni of Springboard. This is a young man who at age 10 walked into our teenpreneurship conference and after the conference announced in an interview by the BBC that he will create an airline called Orbit Airline and challenge British Airways. We all shook. But since then, he's had an amazing journey that has taken him through top-notch schools here in Ghana, all the way to the United World College in Singapore, and is now doing his bachelor's in financial mathematics at the University of Rochester. Nana Kwame Nyakwansong. Charlie, let's clap for him just for announcing him. Nana is too powerful. Nana, how are you today?
I'm doing well, Uncle Albert. Doing very well. And waking up early today reminded me of, you know, back in the day when I used to wake up early to go to teenpreneurship because, you know, it used to start at 7:30 a.m. But I'm really happy to be here, really, really happy, Uncle Albert and Auntie Comfort. And to all the guests, thank you so much for coming. And to Auntie Joyce, I just want to say I'm the young boy who sings in the Aryee Church choir. But welcome, everyone, and I'm happy to be here.
Audience, let's appreciate that one. So, Nana, before I even allow you to ask a question, let me publicly celebrate your mother who faithfully brought you every time to allow you to enjoy the experience with your little brother who was at the time aged 8 in tow. Look at who you are today, and I pause to celebrate your mother for her commitment to your education. I celebrate your mother today.
Amen. Thank you.
Nana Kwame, you can ask a question to either Auntie Joyce or Nana Benneh, and they'll be happy to answer it.
Okay, and thank you. So I really could relate to all the points that Nana Benneh and Auntie Joyce raised up. And I'm currently at that point in my life where I'm also repositioning. Because, Uncle Albert, can you imagine, I'm almost 23 and about starting my career in finance. And one of the most important things that has come up is networking and the ability to recognize people as your assets rather than your liabilities. And so to Auntie Joyce and to the mentors up there, I just want to ask, how did you handle networking as you began your careers, and what are the major pitfalls or considerations to make as young people looking to start their careers?
Auntie Joyce, just take this one. This question of networking, just to add to what Nana Kwame is asking about. In our launch interview, one of the resource persons, Franklin Sowa, the graphic communications marketing director, raised a concern that we seem to be trending more and more towards transactional relations rather than building networks and looking at long-term gains. How critical is networks to building your career?
Networks are very important in the sense that you consider networks as people with whom you can share a relationship. I think what is happening right now amongst our young people is that, oh, this one is my idol, oh, this one is my mentor, and so on. And it's almost as if you want to take all the time. But a network is what it says. You know, a net is what it is because each strand supports another strand for it to be whole. And so when you're building networks, you are thinking of what you can offer, young as you are, and what the other person can offer. Because in this world, what we're trying to do is to build a world in which we all support one another to create a good world. So it's not about taking. When you're building a network, it's not about, oh, this one has reached here, let me go grab this from the person. No. But even at your young age, I mean, listening to you, at your young age, I'm learning something. To dream so big and to work towards it. And frankly, people already in the corporate space need to remind themselves that it is not enough to just consider yourself a success in the corporate space, but what value are you bringing to that space? And you will find that a relationship between you and I, or between you and Nana, becomes symbiotic. We learn from each other. Even though perhaps maybe some years of experience will enable me to say a little more, but then your youth and your ability to dream big is also a reminder to me that, look, life still has much more ahead of me. I mean, until I drop dead, I'm supposed to be relevant. And that's what then I take from my young person. So this symbiotic relationship is what networks is about, ought to be about.
Thank you very much, Dr. Joyce Aryee. And it's all about symbiosis. And talking about networking, in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to announce the winners of the Enterprise Advantage Wow Moment, and then also the UMB Bank Wow Moment. So let me remind you, if you have not as yet downloaded the MTN Pulse app and began to mash up, and you have not as yet downloaded the UMB Speed app and access the questions and answer them, and the questions are so easy, I'm still here thinking, is that all it takes to get money on your account and to get a free laptop? If you have not as yet downloaded the Enterprise Advantage app, please do so now as you listen to the interaction here, and get ready, because in 10 minutes, I'm actually going to announce those who have not just had the learning and the fun, but also won huge prizes, and we'll just share the joy with you. Before I come to Mary Margaret, I haven't forgotten you. Let me stay in the US for a minute. In fact, let me go around the 16 regions of Ghana and greet those who are joining us on Zoom as regional representatives, and then I'm going to stay in the US for one last person, then I'm going to come down to Accra, Ghana. Let me acknowledge Timothy Yeboalabi from the Ashanti region, who is joining us from there. From the Brown region, let me acknowledge Romeo Chenebo Akodia. From Brown East, Prince Kojo Asiedu. From the Ahaf region, Frimpong Alexander. And all these want to ask questions, but we'll do the very best that we can with the limited time that we have. Just keep the questions coming in, don't worry at all. From the Central region, Samuel Soa. Eastern region, Joyce Odame Anyani. Greater Accra, James Nikwe. Northern region, Enoch Yao Gotsia Japan. Northeast region, Hikma Abdullahi. Upper East region, Paul Abongo. Upper West region, Winfred Nasag Mweni. Volta region, Samuel Akwisikota, and then Western North region, Enoch Asidu. Let me stay in the US for one more and go to Adiki Esinam Esegbe, construction management student at the North Dakota State University. Adiki, you've been watching us as we discuss. We received the keynote address from Nana Benneh with 3 big points, and then also Dr. Joyce Ayyee's 6 roots of leadership. What is the one thing that is jumping at you that you would like clarified from our guest mentor and our keynote speaker? Adiki?
Actually, I have 2, results orientation and being concerned. Because as a leader, you may be in a team and you want to produce results, and at the same time be concerned about your team members working hard and putting in all the efforts that they need to. So I would like to find out how one needs to balance the 2 in achieving results.
Adiki, thank you so very much. You know, I thought you were sort of rounding it off so I can say that, yay, we've got it. But balancing is so important, because I would say that the vision, once you have shared the vision, and sharing the vision does not only mean just stating it, because you want a buy-in from practically everybody, if not everybody. And so in articulating the vision, you remember the various levels of people you need to deal with. Some will understand it better than others. But there is no time that you stop explaining the vision and how it's going to be achieved together. And so when you think of the vision and you recognize that the vision is to enable you to get results, but that these results will be given not by robots, but by people with needs, with various levels of understanding and so on, then your team leaders and your other people involved will recognize that people are at various levels of growth, and that it's not time wasted when you try and find out how everybody is doing, you know, but the achievement of the results is better. Because in a team, some people are weak, some people are very strong, but in the end, they achieve. You know, so it's not a question of, I am the team leader and therefore I'm pushing. But you have to carry everybody along. That is also the joy, because it makes you more humane. And being humane is very important. But you have to be, as my son describes me, a hard angel. Angels are supposed to be good, but you have to be hard to be able to get what you're looking for. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A round of applause for Dr. Joyce Ayyeee. Let me stay with the hard angel and cross over to Nana Dwemoh Benneh. So let's use you as an example. New CEO in an organization. How do you get people to travel the journey with you and be hard and also be an angel at the same time?
So one of my early mentors taught me this when I was grappling with the same question that has come up. He told me, you always have to have an iron fist with a velvet glove. So always remember,
iron fist,
that
velvet
it's
glove.
an iron fist, velvet glove.
Wow.
Iron fist, velvet glove. And that's the one thing that has stayed with me all these years. So any time you approach, iron fist being, you set the standards, you are uncompromising about the standards, but the velvet glove being you are working with each individual with a view of getting them to get to the standards. So I hope that is helpful for you too.
Thank you very much. I like that. Please, let's a round of applause for Nana Dwemoh Benneh. Margaret.
Yes,
Magdalene.
Margaret,
yes, I got it right. You've been very patient listening to others ask their questions. The Lord has finally remembered you. What's your question today?
please, my question is to Mr. Benneh. Please, did you start off with billions in your accounts? Did you start off with billions in your accounts? That is the question that I have for you, because I know it's difficult to really get up there, and to people that do not have the resources with respect to finances, mental, it's really difficult. And it's not really every day that you come across people as great as all of you are. And I'm really privileged to be here, but I want to ask how much you had in your account when you started. Thank you.
How much I had in my account?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, please.
So when I hear these questions, I'm always very humble because I don't quite see myself as having sort of attained whatever level that you are. I think for me, I've been privileged with two things. One is I always, from my childhood, have been encouraged to view everything as a learning opportunity. Yes, and once you view things as a learning opportunity, you always see the opportunity to sort of improve. The Japanese who are here have this culture of continuous improvement, which means that they're never satisfied. So even if it's good, they're trying to look at how do you make it slightly better. And I think that attitude helps you to open a lot of doors so that when you find yourself in the workplace or even in school, you're not just satisfied. And you are the one who puts up your hand to volunteer for things that everybody else is trying to shy away from. Because it teaches you, even if you fail, it teaches you how to develop yourself even further. The second thing I'll just say, it's not about you. Too often we derail ourselves because of our personal sort of feelings, and we are sort of tied into a hierarchical system, and with this determination that I always have to be the one at the top, or then it is not worth it. Sometimes you have to go through that servantship, followership for a while. That teaches you so that when you eventually get to the position where you're leading people, you actually understand what it is to be led. And therefore, it impacts on how you lead. And once you are able to put aside your ego a little bit and just view yourself as somebody who is constantly trying to learn, constantly trying to find it better, and taking all the experiences on the chin, experience, they say, becomes the best teacher. Hopefully that helped.
Wonderful. Let's put our hands together for Dr. Joyce, Aryee.
Can I chip in just a little something? Just a little something. You know, a fruit does not eat itself. A fruit is for others to enjoy. And yet think of how much striving the tree has to go through to produce the fruit. I think that's something that you must always remember.
Great. We have loads and loads of questions coming in, but we would encourage you, just keep sending the questions, and we'll channel them straight to Dwemoh Benneh and Dr. Joyce Aryee and post the answers on the Facebook stream. So the fact that we can't take, it was never going to be possible to take all the questions. So let me give one chance to somebody in the audience, and I'm going to be very selective on that. I have a friend, a senior banking executive from JP Morgan in London. He flew in last night just to be with us today. He's also a pastor and an author. So put a mic out there for Pastor Ernest Boydu to ask a final question after I acknowledge our sponsors. So let me acknowledge this event brought to you, the Springboard 2021 Virtual Convocation. It's been brought to you by the Springboard Roadshow Foundation. And what a joy it's been to have a virtual convocation. I've been thinking, Dr. Joyce, for weeks about how it would feel. And I can tell you it's much more fun than even the physical event. I am humbled.
Much more. But Albert, you know, I mean, you're so resourceful.
This is the work of the Lord.
And it is marvelous in our eyes.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Let me say a big thank you to MTN Pulse for sponsoring. A round of applause for MTN Pulse. Let your applause reflect your appreciation, MTN Pulse. Second appreciation, let's appreciate the Enterprise Group. Let's appreciate the UMB Bank. Let's appreciate the Multimedia Group. And then let's appreciate the Graphic Communications Group. Ernest Boydu, welcome to Ghana. Who gets your question today? What key skills does he require and expect from his leadership team? Great. Nana Benneh, over to you.
My answer might be very surprising to you because the skills I require is not technical. I require resilience. Resilience to want to succeed. I require some people who have a burning desire, a hungry desire that they would want to do. I require people who have set very high standards for themselves and are willing not to relent until they sort of meet the standards. And I require people who have integrity, people whose word I can trust, people who I know. And above all, I require a certain level of, should I say, alignment, or so that we all work together as a team. Nobody is a star. We all try to work together as a team. So very often when people ask about skills, or I meet people who proudly tell me they've got masters in banking and finance and etc., it's very good. But you can get somebody who did drama who can become so successful because they have these innate skills that I've talked about. So that's where I sort of look. Thank you.
A round of applause for our resource person. Thank you, Ernest, for that question. So that brings us to the end of the colloquium, and reluctantly, because I have lots of questions, but let me just acknowledge those who ask questions that I have on my screen that we can't answer. Let me thank you, Thomas Osubempa, James Aveji, Grace Divine, so many of you sending questions. Listen, keep those questions coming, and we'll post the answers on Facebook so the whole world can know the answers that they have given. In a minute or two, I'm going to announce the winners of huge wow moments. And let me remind you that the good news is that the MTN Pulse wow moment continues all the way through April and in the month of May. So just download the MTN Pulse app and then mash up. And in May, every Sunday on your virtual university, I'm going to announce one person who is carrying away 1,000 Ghana cedis in data or airtime. Matthew told me yesterday that can last you for 2 years. Why not? That's why they call it the wow moment. The kind of win that when you win, you say wow. So that is the deal with the MTN Pulse wow moment. Just download the Pulse app, catch 10 friends and loved ones to download, make a list of them, and send us your name and the list of those that you've put on the app, and that's it. You qualify to be selected to win 1,000 Ghana cedis. But I have a laptop to give away right now, and when I come back from this commercial break, I'm going to announce the winner of the brand new laptop and see if I can get them on the show so we can hear their voice, get the feel of the excitement. Please don't go away.
Don't be left out. Download the Pulse app from the App Store or Play Store to mash up all day, every day. You can also enjoy more mashup. Just buy the new Mega Bundle and get 3 gigabytes data, extra 400 megabytes for your social apps, and free MTN to MTN calls every Monday. So go ahead, feel the pulse on MTN Pulse. Just be. We're good together. Everywhere you go.
There once was a man who had it all. He had skill, he had charisma. He was loved by all, but above all, he knew the importance of helping others, lifting others up. He knew the importance of giving other people an advantage so that they too would use that advantage to help others. All you need is that advantage that sets you apart from the rest. And when you discover that advantage, life's challenges don't seem so daunting anymore. That's where we come in. Enterprise, your advantage.
Have you thought of having access to your news at any time and anywhere? Graphic Communication is giving you the opportunity to have news not only in hard copy but also in a digital form. Yes, you can have access to news at all times and even before they reach the newsstands. Simply download the Graphic News Plus from Google Play Store on your Android and App Store on your iOS device and get your digital news from your favorite daily graphic, Graphic Business, The Mirror, Graphic Showbiz, Junior Graphic, and Graphic Sports. Download your Graphic News Plus now and choose your preferred package daily, weekly, monthly, and annually, and access free news on various interest areas as well. Visit us on graphic.com.gh for further information. Graphic News Plus, connecting people through news.
Welcome back to Springboard. This is the part of the program where I get to come out in my elements, because it's nice to win, even if I'm not winning myself. I'm sharing somebody's joy, because in the next 63 seconds, I'm going to give out a brand new laptop, give somebody 500 Ghana cedis, give the next person 1,000 Ghana cedis, and give the next person 1,500 Ghana cedis. But before that, I have 5,000 cedis to give away. Let me call Gloria Champon to come and receive thanks on behalf of MTN Pulse, because just come and receive the thanks. Because those who receive it, I must thank you in advance. I must thank you in advance. So Gloria, before I let you go, we've had a great time here, haven't we?
Yes, please.
Is your mic on? Let me be sure it's on.
It's on.
Oh, wonderful.
Thank
So Gloria, from now till the end of May, what should people do?
From now to end of May, please just download the Pulse app, Play Store, App Store, download it yourself, mash up, call friends and family, 10 of them to download and mash up as well. Then you stand a chance of every week in May, get 1,000 cedis airtime from MTN Pulse. So tune into Joy FM, virtual Springboard Roadshow.
University at 7 p.m.
7
every
p.m.
Sunday.
to listen whether you will be the winner for that day. To get 1,000 cedis airtime to use rest of 2 years. Like
according to Matthew's
according to Matthew, for 2 years you'll be having the 1,000 cedis to use.
Gloria, before you go, yesterday, Nana Amegashi got me excited about Pulse. I'm slightly older, but I'm young at heart. Tell me why people should be on the Pulse app, just for the benefit of those who may not know about the Pulse app.
The Pulse app, like I said earlier on, the fun is great on Pulse. It's exciting. Every time there's something new to expect from MTN Pulse on the Pulse app. So just download the app and keep using. Keep using. If you download and don't use, you might not get things as you want it. So download, keep using, mash up as minimum as 50 pesos. And you can stand a chance of getting award and amazing, exciting rewards on MTN Pulse. So it's for the young and the young at heart.
Excellent. Thank you very much. A
Thank
round of
you
applause
too.
for Gloria Champong. 5 people will smile in the month of May. And that's one more reason why every Sunday, lock down your dial on Joy FM, Facebook, YouTube, on Springboard, your virtual university. Make it a constant, non-negotiable part of your day. All right. Let's go now to the laptop. Let me call my brother, Mark Addison. Is that correct? From the Enterprise Group to bring the laptop parceled, ready to give out. Even the smile on his face is an advantage. Charlie, hey, let me get Mary Margaret and Mary Magdalene to join me on stage. They have won a wow moment before. They must tell me how it feels like to win it. Because if you haven't won something before, you don't understand. You are clapping as if you don't know what is happening. You are sitting at home. You log on. You watch a program. And then you finish and you actually win a laptop. It's very nice. Let me find out from the Marys. When you posted the picture on Facebook, everybody wrote the Marys. Is that what they call you?
Yes.
Charlie, it must be nice to be triplets, eh?
very.
Where is Mary? Come forward. Come forward. Let them see you. You will receive it on behalf of the person who has won it because they are virtual. They can only wave. Okay. Excellent. Where is Mary Bridget?
She's in school at the moment.
Okay. But we thank God for her life. Okay, so we have a brand new laptop to give out. And it is my joy to announce that it has been won by a male. I must give the characteristics. I don't know what region he's joined us from, but I know that the name of the winner of the Enterprise Advantage Wow Moment is James Aryee. Let's put our hands together for him. And James has joined us on Zoom. And look, you know what? This is a virtual, fun-filled moment. And James, where exactly are you located at this point in time? Where are you joining us from? Are you in Accra? Are you in Ho? Are you in US? Are you in Russia?
Okay. Thank you so much. First of all, I have to say thank you. I'm currently on the campus of the Ghana Institute of Journalism.
Oh, you should have gathered some friends around you to... You should have gathered some friends around you to receive the funds.
I'm here alone, unfortunately. I have a friend who is waiting outside, but I'm...
Oh, open the door, let your friends sit by you and receive the funds with you.
I'll send the joy to them at home, at the hostel.
Wow. James, is it your first Springboard?
On Facebook. Michael Sambo, Zia... Aryee are all my friends watching on Facebook, so I'm sure they are all happy for me now.
Charlie gathered 10 of them and attempt to win the MTN one as well. But let me ask you a question. James Aryee, is it your first Springboard?
No, I first participated in Springboard in 2019 when it happened at the Accra International Conference Center. That was my first experience of Springboard, introduced to me by a colleague. So this is actually my third year, but last year I wasn't able to participate. So participating, this is the second year.
Last year, after doing Kumasi and Cape Coast, the Accra event was coveted, and we vowed that this year we cannot be stopped. And by the grace of God, we are here. James Aryee, on behalf of Team Springboard, the few of us gathered in this room, we put our hands together and say congratulations to you for winning the Enterprise Advantage Moment. Let me ask Mary Magdalene and Mary Margaret to symbolically receive the Enterprise laptop on your behalf. And it's part of networking. So you must get to know them and then interact with them. So please do us the honors of virtually receiving it on his behalf. That's very interesting, even though it's not yours. But what can we do? He's not here. You wouldn't have known that he will win. Let's put our hands together for James Aryee. Wow, this is wonderful. Oh, let the applause continue. So to James and all your friends out there, I tell you what this is all about. And we're going to be doing this massively throughout the month of May on the virtual university. And the thing about winning prizes, Auntie Joyce, a friend of mine said, these things are all prearranged. Then he won the next one and he said, this is genuine. You may never know until you win it yourself. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Makadis. Let's put our hands. Oh, Mary Magdalene and Mary Margaret, just stay with me. Oh, put the laptop down. Thank you, thank you. It shall be transported to you at GIJ, Ghana. Is it Ghana Institute of Journalism? Today, he will get it today before the sunset, and he will take a picture and put it on social media. All right, let's stay with my two friends who are helping me today. My two friends who are helping me today, stay with me on stage as I announce the winners of the UMB Cash. Somebody say cash. All right, so I'm going to announce the second prize winner and the first prize winner and see if I can find them online. Do we have any of the winners of the UMB online? Let me start with the second runner-up. And the second runner-up, or the first runner-up, winning 1,000 Ghana cedis from UMB Bank is a female. Auntie Joyce, when the females win, they are happy. So the winner of the UMB Speed Up Wow Moment simply downloaded the app, which you will need anyway, and then completed the process and sent a screenshot to Springboard. And because we were also excited, we sent her 3 simple questions. And she sent the answers to the questions, and she was the first to send it, or the second person to send it. Let's put our hands together for Ama Asantua Nkrumah. Charlie, the whole world is clapping for you. Ama, let's find out your Springboard experience. Is this your first Springboard?
Yes, please. This is my first.
Charlie, who invited you to this Springboard?
A friend of mine sent me a link about it, and then I read on it, and I decided to try. I didn't even believe in it, though, but then it was just one of those things.
You didn't believe it? Now, so what are you going to do about the friend who sent you the link and you have won 1,000 CDs? Are you going to send the friend half the money? Now that you believe, you must consider sending your friend some of the money. But let me ask you a final question. What is the biggest lesson you've learned from this experience here on Springboard, the virtual convocation?
Okay, so I learned that sometimes it's not about you, and then you have to also try as much as possible. If you're at a good place, you have to try to be better in the aspect of finances and all. You shouldn't be comfortable at where you are. You should try to strive and get more.
Wonderful. So you had the learning, you had the fun, and you've won yourself from the UMB Bank 1,000 Ghana cedis already deposited on her wallet. Let's put our hands together for her. All right. I have one last prize to give away today. And then we will move the rest of the celebration to the virtual university. So the first prize winner of the UMB Speed Up Wow Moment has actually today won 1,500 Ghana cedis. Charlie, Crawford, how are we disqualified from this thing? We shouldn't be. It will make a world of difference if you got it in your pocket. It's so powerful. It's about $250 or more. The name is Emmanuel Nate. Let's put our hands together. As I invite the head of channels, Miles, are you doing this with me? Let me invite the head of channels at UMB, Miles, Dr. Miles Hagan, upstage. Dr. Miles, let me find out from you. How does it feel when you create this kind of experience of people where they are winning just by virtue of signing up to the app?
For us, it's exciting. And when you look at repositioning, I'm just going to simply capture it as use Speed Up to be repositioned.
Wow.
So everyone listening, just make sure you download the Speed Up, use it, and you realize that you are just at the base to the very top.
I'm going to ask, let me first ask Emmanuel. Emmanuel, it looks like you are in a vehicle as you speak. Is that correct? Hello, Emmanuel? Can you hear me?
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Okay, so where are you located at this point?
Tema Community 25.
Tema Community 25.
Yes, please.
Are you in traffic?
No, please.
Okay. Don't worry about the police. Wherever you are, one thing is certain. Right there in that vehicle, you've won yourself 1,500 cedis from UMB Bank. Confirm that the money has been placed on your wallet.
Whoa.
Can you confirm that the money has been placed on your wallet on the phone?
Seriously, thank you.
You know, when you get money, you become dumbfounded. The guy says, I like the seriously. Seriously, thank you. You know what? You too, seriously, thank you. Thank you for joining us and for winning 1,500 Ghana cedis. I know it will make a big difference. Emmanuel, final question. What will you do with the money?
As of now, there are goals that I want to achieve, and moreover, there's no, I don't even have the belief in this particular thing that I'm going to follow. It will happen, and it was due to a group that I belonged. And then like the news just pop up and I said, oh, fine, let me just try this and see. And to God be the glory, this is where I am. And I thank God so much. I thank each and everybody, and all the same, I'm very much happy.
You know what? I'm also very much happy for you because you join a group, and in the group they post the correct events to go for, and like Springboard, and then you win 1,500. Let's clap for that group. Dr. Walsagan,
yes, right.
It's almost like there are tears in your eyes.
Yes,
sometimes the person giving out the prize,
yes,
is even more excited than the winner.
Exactly.
What is it about the wow moment that brings that kind of feeling?
No, I think it's, you are sometimes speechless. Maybe you didn't expect anything, and then you get it, and it's like, wow, how did this happen? And that is the feeling. Yes.
That is why it's called the wow moment. Everybody say wow.
Wow.
All right, so we are coming to you live from the Springboard Virtual Convocation. On behalf of my boss, Comfort, the Executive Director, I want to say a big thank you to MTN Pulse. A round of applause for MTN Pulse. And to remind you that the wow moment for the first time is an endless, continuous experience that will go all the way through May on your virtual university. Let me say a big thank you to UMB Bank. And let me say a big thank you to the Enterprise Group. We are live across the world by the power of the media, and I want to say a big thank you to the Multimedia Group for the support over the years. And of course, to Graphic Communications Group for making it possible for people to matriculate every Tuesday in their newspapers and supporting us online with this event. A round of applause for them. Thank you very much. So this is where we draw down the curtain. Let me cross over to our MC, Ato, to take us home as we wrap up with a very, very wonderful musical performance. If you have any questions that are still unanswered, please send them to us via WhatsApp +233 24 99 99 555 +233 24 999 555, or post them on Facebook, and we will definitely answer them. Also, keep watching the stream, because let's keep engaging as we build a great nation and reposition ourselves. A big thank you to you, Comfort, for putting this together in such a beautiful way. And for the 12 of you who had the privilege, like the 12 disciples of Christ, to be in this auditorium, I want to hear a raucous, non-stop round of applause for Dr. Joyce Aryee and Dwemoh Benneh. What an experience. Take my seat and you'll be blessed. You'll become great. You can sit on my seat. Let's cross over to our MC to bring down the curtain on Springboard Virtual Convocation 2021.
And the CEO of UMB Bank. Special thanks to Invictus for making this production so beautiful. Holiday Inn for the venue, and the entire Springboard family both home and abroad. My name is Ato Abasa. Our virtual road show is almost at the end. We have gone around the country, listened to various people. Don't forget, we will be back in June, September, and November. Now, to take us home, let's zoom back to the north as the man who makes wonders and melodies with his 6 strings pulls off yet another sensational performance. 6 strings, take it away.
Once again, thank you very much, Reverend Albert and Comfort. I must say the past 2 hours or so has been very, very insightful, very, very impacting. I have picked up a few values that I know was going to help me be a better person. Thank you so much. So I have another song to sing for you. This is titled Sobolo. I hope you enjoy it. So everybody watching and listening, the entire Springboard people, I want to take you home with this one. I've got what I've got, you've got what you've got. Keep your red wine, I'll sip my soup. Keep your slim girl, I love my overload. Everyone knows that life is hard, that's why we're working hard, and we don't want to live with the sorrow. All we want is the better tomorrow. But I've got what I've got, you've got what you've got. Keep your red wine, I'll sip my soup. Keep your slim girl, I love my overload. Everyone knows that life is hard, but that's why we're working hard, and we don't want to live with this sorrow. All we want is a better tomorrow. Just like the parable in the Bible, where the master gave us talents to his servants. Don't sit there wishing you had one. Who knows? You got 5 and I only have 1. Work with what you have, work with what you got. Love the life you live the life you love. If you concentrate on the things you do not have, you might never ever have enough. So I've got, you've got what you've got. Keep your red wine, I'll sip my soul. Keep your slim girl, I love my overload. Everyone knows that life is hard, but that's why we're working hard, and we don't want to live with this sorrow. All we want is a better tomorrow. The Browns are fighting again. They waited too long for a cry of pain. They have it all, but all they pray for is a gift of a baby. My friend Atungo lives in the Zongo. All he owns is an old Buzanga Volvo. He's got 9 kids, he's still expecting. He can barely provide for his family. The rich, the struggle, what he hustle. But my party, nowhere easy, yo. But nowhere easy, yo. So, work with what you have, work with what you got. Love the life you live the life you love. Easy. Concentrate on the things you do not have. Never ever have enough, yeah. Just work with what you have, work with what you got. Love the life you live the life you love. If you concentrate on the things you do not have, you might never ever have enough. Oh, I've got what I've got, you've got what you've got. So keep your red wine, I'll sip my soul. Keep your slim girl, I love my polo. Everyone knows that life is hard, but that's why we're working hard. We don't want to live with this sorrow. All we want is a better tomorrow. I've got what I've got, you've got what you've got. Keep your red wine, I'll sip my sobolo. Keep your slim girl, I love my obolo. Everyone knows that life is hard, but that's why we're working hard, and we don't want to live with this sorrow. All we want is a better tomorrow. Beautiful drums you hear in the background is by Joel. Thank you so much.